Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about new features in FIFA 20 career mode. So I wasn't sure for a while if I was doing this video, because obviously the news came out a couple of days ago and the hypes went down slightly, but I just woke up this morning and was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. So here are some of the new features that are coming into FIFA 20 career mode. So one of the first new big features is press conferences. Now obviously we did have these before, but they were on like an email or messaging system where you would basically just motivate your team or whatever. Now we get proper cutscenes where you can see your manager, they'll come in and you'll get asked some questions by the press and you'll have 3 answers. Now, whatever way you answer your questions will have an impact on your team's morale, or if it's about a certain player, it'll impact that player's morale, and that will actually affect how they play in the next game. So, the press conferences actually have meaning now, not like in the past where if you motivate your team, it doesn't actually do anything. If a player's morale is up, they'll play well. If a player's morale is down, they actually will show that on the pitch. Now, there's going to be pre-match press conferences. So there's going to be ones before the match, and there's also going to be ones after the match. So before the match, you're going to have another press conference, and after the match you'll have another one. You do get the option though to go to these press conferences or not. So as we can see from the images on EA's website, you are going to have to answer these questions correctly to give your team the best morale, as morale levels will actually make an impact in game this year. So a big new feature coming to FIFA 20 career mode. And the next big feature coming to FIFA 20 career mode is huge, and one that personally I think I'm most excited for, and it is fully customizable managers. So this customizable manager includes a lot of detail. You have obviously the first page where you put in your name and your nationality. Now if we switch over to head, you can now completely change your face for your manager, so there's a lot of options there. You can also change your tone and complexion based on how bright or tanned you want to be. So they've also added these little bars here at the top to switch the colours for different things, and that also applies with the hair, which we'll get to in a minute. We've also got eyes. You can change your eye shape simply just by picking one of these templates. If we go down to the bottom, we have colour, and if you want to get really into it, we've got morph, but it's not really, it's a bit too much for me. I'll probably stay away from that, but if you're good with that thing, you might want to use it. Same with eyebrows, you can change your eyebrows, colour and morph yet again. We've got the nose, you can pick a new template for your nose, and again, morph an option. Same with mouth, you can pick whatever mouth you want. We've got cheeks and jaw, so you can pick what kind of jawline or whatever you want to have. We've got chin, you can change your chin. Ears, we've got everything this year. We've got hair. Now this is the closed beta, so hopefully they'll add a few more hairstyles. You can have a hat, of course. You can have a hat now, and if we switch over to this bar, we'll get a few more slightly more modern hairstyles, but you know, hopefully there'll be a lot more in there. And then obviously we've got our facial hair. Now here's the big one. If we go to outfits, there are a lot of options for outfits. As you can see, the first one is inner top. You're then going to do your outer top, your bottoms, any accessories you might want to have, which is basically just if you're wearing a suit, your socks and your shoes. So inner top basically consists of shirts and t-shirts. Outer top, you can have all sorts of stuff. Now, you can have a plain jacket or plain tops, but you can also get a club jacket or a club tracksuit top, which that yellow logo there is actually only a template. Once you go into your career mode, if you're wearing this, the badge of the team that you take over will appear on your jacket, and it does not matter how big or small your club is. You know, it doesn't just work with the likes of Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona. You can manage Forest Green in League 2 and their badge will appear. So a lot of options. Obviously we've got the generic suit. If you decide you want to change to a tracksuit, well, you might just stick on a white t-shirt, and then we might just you could put on your plain tracksuit jacket, you could put on your club tracksuit jacket, and then of course you can put on your black tracksuit pants. You can put on socks if you wish, and you can put on whatever trainers you want to wear. And if you want to get even more casual, we've got our white t-shirt. You can actually choose to not wear an outer top, and for your bottoms you can just put on some jeans and some fancy shoes, whatever you want to wear. We've even got some proper farmer boots here, or if you just want to stick on a pair of trainers, you can do all that. And it really is great to see. It's a great improvement from what the managers have been over the last few years. And another cool thing I've noticed while playing the beta is, if you decide, because obviously there's a lot of options there, I struggled at the start to decide what I wanted my manager to wear. If you go over to Office and go down to the bottom, you can actually edit your manager during your career mode. Now, your name and nationality stays the same, but you can change everything. You know, you can change obviously your hair, your facial hair, as you change throughout the year. If you want your manager to have some plastic surgery, change his face. And outfits, you know, if you just decide to start off with a generic suit and you think, I actually wish I hadn't done that now, I fancy a tracksuit, you can go in here and you can change the tracksuit. Likewise, if you were wearing a tracksuit and you've got a cup final coming up and you want to change into the suit, you can do that. So FIFA 20, the manager customization looks absolutely brilliant, and I am really excited for it. And of course, another big thing to mention is that we now do have female managers in FIFA career mode. Now, not sure why when you pick a woman it still comes up Mr. Manager. Seems a bit sexist to me, but we go over here, you're gonna have a woman manager in FIFA 20, which is cool. Now, it's disappointing to see that they haven't really changed anything for the women. You know, if you put on a t-shirt, I mean, at least they've sort of got, you know, they've got the body down. That's all I'm saying, but, you know, it's still a shirt. Why not have a blouse? Why not have, I don't know, what women wear in football, but you can have women managers in FIFA 20. So another new thing coming into the game is now player conversations. So you remember in past FIFAs where a player might come to you and say, oh, why am I not playing much, boss? I'd like to play more. And you'd think, dude, you're a 60 rated player and we're playing Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final, like that's not going to happen. But all you could do was delete that email. Well, now you can actually reply to your players and tell them why or what's going on. And I've been playing the beta, and there's actually more scenarios where players will come to you. So you will actually get emails when you join the club, if you transfer list players, and I'm going to try and show you some of those now. On the central page, you can see, unfortunately it seems you can't hit Y or triangle, depending on what console you're on, to go straight to your office anymore. But if you go just under play match, you have notifications, and that is your office. You see, we used to have inbox, archive and player chat. Inbox and archive, switch between those using LT and RT. Now your player chat, this is the player conversations. As you can see on the right here, players have come to me and said, I'd like to get selected more. You will get 3 options, and it's up to you to tell them how it is. As you can see, the morale is up in the top right, so some players will be happy with your response if you can't guarantee them, but other players might take it badly. Some just won't be happy with it, they might be content. And I listed a lot of players, I transfer listed a lot of players, and you can see they've all come to me and said, I know you have your reasons to list me, but I enjoy my time here, I'll be sad to leave. And my option, I said back to them, I can't guarantee you'll be a regular player. I believe one of the other options was we need the money, and I can't quite remember what the third one was, but that's just how it was. And you can see when I joined, Jay Spearing was the captain, because I'm doing a Blackpool career mode here. He emailed me, he says, greetings, on behalf of the whole team, I'd like to give you a warm welcome with Blackpool. I responded to that, I said happy to join the lads. You've also got other options, like we've got work to do and such, so it looks to be a really good thing to add into FIFA 20, and it definitely works very well, and it is a fun little feature for FIFA 20 career mode. So the next thing is, you remember these news sections from every FIFA from about the last 3 or 4 years. You have breaking news, world news, club news, transfer, international. Well, apparently in FIFA 20 these here are going to be a lot better. So obviously we got some cutscenes where you can see players here getting their Player of the Month awards, and you can see players in backgrounds, but EA have released some photos of if a player scores on their debut, you will actually see a screenshot from that match that you played here in the news section, and it's gonna look something a little bit like this. This was the image EA released on their website of, it shows Vinicius Jr. He scores on his debut against Levante, and that's a screenshot from the match. So when you're playing the game will take screenshots of, I guess, big moments, and you'll be able to see basically live screenshots in the news section, not just these generic sort of photos that we've had in the past. So that's just a cool feature to add to FIFA 20, I guess, but apparently I think it only works with your team. So if you go into world news, for instance, and it shows Liverpool have just beaten Barcelona in the Champions League, there won't be a live screenshot from that match, because when you think about it, I'm guessing the game didn't see that match, it was simmed, so it will just have the generic screenshots. But your team, there will be live screenshots from your match. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is basically another aesthetic feature, but something that people will appreciate, I think. So, as you can see, I'm in my FIFA 19 Newcastle career mode here, and that's the generic background, the blue lights, because we can see if I go into any other career mode, if I load a career up here and I go into my Liverpool career mode, you'll see the background is exactly the same. Now, that's not going to be the case for FIFA 20. So here are the screenshots EA released. As you can see, this would be a Premier League background. We've got the Champions League background, and then we've got, if you were doing say a PSG or a Lyon career mode, you've got a different background again for Ligue 1, and also the MLS, it's also licensed. So yeah, if any of the licensed leagues in EA that EA have got license for, you're gonna get a different background for each one. So you're not just gonna have a generic background for every single career mode. What happens if you're doing a career mode in a league which isn't fully licensed, like a lower league such as League 1, which I'm doing here? Well, this is what happens. You just have a normal generic background, but I'm assuming once you get into the Premier League, or likewise in any other country, if you start in the second division of France and you get into Ligue 1, the background will then change. Now, the next feature being added into FIFA 20 career mode is a big one, and to be honest, at the start I didn't know what everyone was going on about. I was thinking, you know, people have been asking for this for ages, what's the big deal? And it's to do with player potentials, not just youth academy player potentials, any player's potential. So over the last few years, let's take FIFA 19 for example. Mbappe, 95, we'll say potential, definitely 90 odd, I think it was 95. You start a career mode with Barcelona, you sign Mbappe, he sits on the bench all season because you've still got Messi and he's doing absolute bits. Mbappe is still going to reach that 95 potential. You then go into your PSG career, you're playing with Mbappe every week, he's scoring goals for fun. He still reaches 95 potential. Maybe a little quicker, I don't know. But now, with FIFA 20, there is no more set potentials. So you go into FIFA 20, you sign Mbappe, and maybe he's just not doing what you thought he was going to do. You know, he's been poor lately. His potential might drop from 95 down to 93 or 92. Now that's still good, but if we go to maybe an Angel Gomez of Manchester United, he has some good potential, 88 or so I think it was last year. If you bring him in and you're thinking this guy's a good talent but I need him to grow, you can't have him sitting on your bench all season anymore and expect him to still grow. He won't grow anymore. You have to play games with him and he has to do well. Now, the reason I've actually got into this is because I've realised it allows you to build your own legends. You don't have to go out and buy that Phil Foden, that Angel Gomez, or on a bigger scale that Kylian Mbappe, to have big stars and be able to build them from a young age. No more of that. You can build your own legends. Now, a lot of people may know, I absolutely rate this man, Jonathan Lecco, really highly. I don't know when I started playing with him, FIFA 16 or 17, and ever since then he's been in basically every career mode I've done. He's on every off-screen career mode. If I'm doing a career mode not for YouTube, just for fun, I will be using Jonathan Lecco. The only reason I don't put him in every YouTube career mode is because it would get boring and people would complain. But I love this man. Now, I believe 1 year, FIFA 18 or so, I got him up to 85 rated. Pretty good, like, but he shouldn't have got that high either. I don't know how I did that. This year in FIFA 19, no chance. Maybe I'd have been lucky if I got him to 80, 81. But from now on, in FIFA 20, especially when I do my Blackpool career mode, this is something I do at the start of every FIFA. It'll never be on YouTube. It's a private career mode. I love it. You know, I really enjoy it. I take them, I do big things. I'm going to be winning the Champions League with this team. But Jonathan Leko, one of the first signings, he stays through the whole career mode. We're playing in League 1 at the minute, so that's a good chance for him to get 15, 20 goals in a season. If that happens in FIFA 20, his potential will go up. So maybe 8, 9, 10 seasons in, I could have myself a 90 rated Jonathan Leko, because the game will see he's doing well and his potential will go up. Likewise, if I bring him in and he's been quiet, he's doing nothing, maybe he's even, I don't know, he's just played really poorly, his potential could actually drop as well. So it's going to be a lot harder maybe to build stars this year, because you can't just go on to FIFA or whatever and find out who's got the highest potential, because there are no maximum potential right anymore. You can't go on and say, yep, Phil Foden has 89 potential, brilliant, let's sign him, because he might have a minimum potential, but he's not guaranteed to get the 89. If he comes on and you sit him on the bench, or he just isn't playing well, he's not going to get the 89. He might get stuck at 81 or 82. So it is a really big feature for FIFA 20, and it's one that I know a lot of people are excited about, and I'm excited to see how well it works. I'm going to be trying my best, I know, to get Jonathan Leko off to a great start before I get up to the Premier League with this team, because it's going to be a struggle then, but I find it really amazing. Likewise with the youth academy, you bring through a young talent and you get really attached to him. If you start playing well with him, this guy, he's going to reach high heights, to be honest. It would also work well for Road to Glory. For instance, Blackpool, let's go to Armand Nandouye here. This man, I would probably sell this man, and I probably will eventually, in about 2 or 3 seasons. But there's that chance now, if he starts scoring goals, he could actually get into mid 80s, high 80s maybe, within 4 or 5 seasons, and I won't have to sell him. So you don't know who's going to be high rated or low rated this year. Obviously for a lot of players it will be easier to get some of them high rated. It'll be easier to get Mbappe and Jadon Sancho to fulfill their potential than it will be for a Jonathan Leko or an Armand Nandouye to get up there. But it's definitely going to be a fun FIFA, and it's a feature that a lot of people are excited about, and I just can't wait to see how well it works, and hopefully it does do what everyone is thinking it's going to do. Now, there is one important thing to mention about this dynamic potential system, and that is it only works with your team. So if we go into top scorers, Grant for Shrewsbury, 3 goals in 2 games, his potential is whatever it was at the start of the game. He has a set potential. Now, if I go and sign this Grant guy and bring him into my team, all of a sudden he has dynamic potential. Likewise, if I go to Armand Nandouye, he's banging them in, his potential goes up, great, but the minute I sell him, he has set potential. Now I'm not sure how that's going to work if we sell him and his potential is higher than it was originally, maybe it stays there and he just can't grow anymore, I don't know. But it does only work with players in your team. So don't be checking the league standings, who's scoring the most goals, and thinking, you know what, yeah, I'll sign him because his potential must be through the roof now. It's not. It's at whatever it was set at when the game came out. So don't make that mistake. Now here is another exciting thing about this dynamic player potential. If you have players who are over the age of 30, we know what happened when players hit 30 in past FIFAs. The potential, it drops, and in some cases it drops rapidly. But from now on, if you're playing with a player who's over 30 and they're doing absolute bits for you, they're playing well, their potential or their rating, it's not going to drop as fast, and who knows, it may even rise. I'm not sure, but it definitely won't drop as rapidly as it has in past FIFAs. Another thing that's changing in FIFA 20 is the setting for the transfer negotiations. We're still going to have this one, but they're adding 2 new settings, which is the restaurant and the rooftop lounge. I haven't seen either of them in the beta yet. So far I've just seen this one, but if I do see it, I'll try and get some sort of images to show you. EA have put this image onto their website, however, which I assume is the rooftop lounge, so no sign of the restaurant as yet. Another change is we will no longer be stuck with 4 save slots, so that's good if you play a lot of career mode. We're now going to be getting at least 8, maybe more, but at least 8 save slots for career mode, which I am personally very happy about. Another thing that's changed, which I think I'm actually going to be very happy about, is if you're playing with a smaller side like a Newcastle and you come up against Barcelona will play a really weakened side. You know, you're going to have Messi and Suarez on the bench. You might get one of the front 3 actually starting, and it's very frustrating because that game then becomes easy, which makes it unrealistic. So in FIFA 20, apparently the teams aren't going to do that. I don't mind some rotation because that would happen in real life, but teams shouldn't be taking you that easy, and they should still be putting out one of their best teams. So in FIFA 20, you will be facing the best team all the time. And the final feature we're going to talk about is the leagues are going to be more realistic. So if we go to Premier League, say you're doing a Premier League career mode, you can see the background screen here as well, by the way. Now we're only 2 games in, so we'll not look too much at this, but pretend this is well into the season. Your top 4 is Liverpool, City, Chelsea and Palace. Brighton are 5th. Why is that happening? That is no longer going to be happening. The league is going to be more competitive. You're not going to have the top 6 teams sitting down in the bottom half of the table. It is going to be a lot more realistic this year in FIFA 20. And the last couple of things EA have had on their website is they've added the option to not have an international job offer because some people really don't like it, and they've also massively increased the valuation of defenders in the game based on real life transfers such as Maguire for 85 million, so you're not going to be able to get your 89 rated defenders for 60-70 million anymore. You're going to be paying a lot, and it might get frustrating sometimes, but it is going to make the game more realistic in my opinion. So there it is. FIFA 20 career mode looks very promising. I'm very excited for it, and I can't wait for the full game to come out. It's going to be a great career mode, probably one of the best we've had in 6 or 7 years. And if you've made it through this video, hit the like button because you deserve a pat on the back for watching a half-hour video about career mode. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.